The Security and Sustainability Forum produces free educational webinars that address issues of national security and environmental protection, focusing on what the federal government is doing and buying in these critical areas. The webinars are free, but participants will leave the sessions with specific information about the topics and procurement opportunities. Our July 29th webinar is sponsored by Noblus, a not-for-profit technology firm with the mission to use the best of science, technology, and strategy to serve the public good. Consolidated Green Services, a leading sustainability systems integrator, and the Spectrum Group, a leading professional services firm focusing primarily on DoD business development services. This webinar addresses the green building priorities in the General Services Administration's 2011 budget year, which starts on October 1st of 2010. GSA owns or leases over 500,000 buildings and is the federal government's leader in building green energy efficiency and sustainability. Our moderator for the Green Buildings webinar is Carla Perry, a principal with the Spectrum Group. Carla was Assistant Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Environment previously. In this 4-minute web stream, Carla will introduce the panel for the July webinar and explain what participants will learn from the session and why you should attend. Carla?
Thanks, Ed. Speaking with me on the panel are Kevin Kampschroer, GSA's Green Building Initiatives Leader, Darlene Pope, Managing Director at Consolidated Green Services in Bethesda, Maryland, and Bob Wassman, Manager for Noblus's Center for Sustainability. The purpose of the session is not only to look at energy efficiency, but also to understand the other factors that make a green building green. These things include green acquisition, using renewable energy, toxics reduction, recycling throughout the process, electronic stewardship, and water conservation, among other things. Kevin has been with GSA for over 30 years and was at the forefront of implementing Presidential Executive Order 13423 under former President Bush across all federal agencies. Now that the standards are in place, he'll talk about how the Obama administration plans to implement green buildings in both new and renovated buildings. So we have a major federal official explaining overall what the government's plan and strategy is and giving us a list of the top 10 opportunities for fiscal year 2011. Darlene Pope with Consolidated Green Services, a group that advises businesses on how to reduce their energy use, is also part of the group called the Chesapeake Crescent Initiative that has responded to DOE's recent RFP to fund only one federal green building research center. She'll let us know what's going on commercially, how you can get involved with them, and how you can, and she'll respond to the gaps and opportunities that she sees under GSA's program. Bob Wassman, Manager for Noblus's Center for Sustainability, is responsible for their greening initiative and has worked extensively with DoD and GSA on sustainable initiatives and strategic planning. Bob will talk about the tools that are being developed for carbon management and the need for technology and new research to support green building initiatives. Remember, GSA has already invested over $4.5 billion for high-performance green buildings. They're seeking the best tools and technology for energy efficiency. They're looking at sustainable building practices, but they want to explore the idea of risk sharing between the public and private sectors on both the financing side and the contracting side. Ed?
Thank you, Carla, for that very clear explanation of what participants can expect from the webinar. I want to recognize our partners. In addition to sponsors, these are the organizations that send alerts out to their membership. NAGC, National Association of Government Contractors, ePipeline, TBI, the Coalition for Government Procurement, and GovLoop are all working with us to advertise the session. Again, the session is on July 29th. We think this is the best one in our series so far. I think you're going to get a tremendous amount out of that, whether you're in the real estate industry, engineering, law, energy efficiency, research. This is a webinar to come to. You can sign up at www.securityandsustainabilityforum.org. We hope to see many of you there at the webinar. Thank you again, Carla, and I'll see you just before the webinar starts at 2:15 on July 29th.